So this is the story of how I almost didn't see Alex Clark. Hey guys, welcome to my channel if you're new here, and welcome back if you're a returning customer. I'm just gonna jump right into this one. I'm a really big fan of animation in general. I always have been. In fact, I originally wanted to be an animation channel, but I don't know how to animate. I draw, but I don't know how to animate, and I don't have time for that. And I know you don't want to look at this for 8 minutes every week. Sorry, I'm not an animator, but I'm a huge fan of animation. Therefore, I'm a huge fan of the animation side of YouTube. And one of my favorites is Alex Clark. He's the best. His animations are so good. He's so funny. He does all these different voices and he brings to life all these characters in his videos. He's an amazing storyteller. I just love Alex Clark. He's currently on tour this year, and I always thought it would be cool to see him on tour, but I'm a poor college kid, and I actually just recently spent a couple $100s traveling to see a show. So I was like, there's no way I could realistically go to this tour. At the end of the story I'm going to tell in this video, I'm going to give a little kind of review thing on Alex Clark's tour. Nothing detailed because he didn't want spoilers out there, but just stick around for that at the end because it's really important. Or skip to the end because I know you don't watch my videos all the way through. So I just didn't think it was an option for me to go, and I was really bummed about that, but I thought maybe next time. But then one day, so I'm in the bathroom after class. I have to work 10 minutes after my class ends. So I'm in the bathroom trying to get into my work clothes, rushing really, really fast, frantically changing into my cashier uniform so I can get to work on time, when I get a text from my friend Sarah. Sarah's the best. I call her BB. She's the only real person I know who isn't my family who watches my videos, so hey. So Sarah texts me, "Do you like Alex Clark?" So I pull my ugly collared shirt over my head and I text back, "I freaking love Alex Clark." And if I hadn't been in such a rush, I was actually going to ask, did you finally watch one of his videos? Because I've been telling her about Alex Clark for a while, and I was hoping she would get around to watching. So I just figured she had finally gotten around to it and was letting me know. But then she says, one of my friends has an extra ticket to his show tonight in Atlanta, and he's inviting you because I showed him the picture you drew of Alex Clark on Instagram. So I said, what? Okay, so at this time, it's 2:56. I'm walking to work. These people are leaving to see Alex Clark at 4:30. Sarah told me about the ticket an hour and a half before we had to leave. Sarah! Apparently there was some miscommunication and somebody thought I knew a few days before and she couldn't tell me until right then. I don't know. It all worked out. It was just a bit stressful. So here I was frantically running to work, texting her for details, trying to contact my parents to see if they were cool with me traveling to another state with a bunch of strangers to see a YouTuber they never heard of. So I clock in and I'm texting anyone I can think of with an hour's notice to see if they would be willing to come in and sub for me. No luck. All this time my parents are trying to figure out if this is safe, if I'll get back in time for my school's curfew, who this Alex guy is. It was honestly one of the most stressful hours of my life. Because on top of all this, my boss was right across from me at another store and I had customers to take care of. So my parents eventually say, it's your choice, do whatever you want. Yay! But that means nothing if I can't leave work. None of my friends could come in, my brother had classes, none of Sarah's friends could come in. Finally, it's 4 o'clock, Sarah comes in. I'm freaking out trying to figure all this out, having a meltdown. She's trying to mediate a conversation between me and her other friend who had the ticket. So it's like 4:10 when we realize there's no one left to ask and they're leaving soon. So I tell my dad because I'm really upset about it. And he says, ask your boss if there's any chance someone working at another location in the building could fill in for you. I don't deal well with these kinds of situations. So it's like 4:15, I go into the office. My boss, a manager, and another manager are all standing there having what appears to be a very intense conversation. So I do what any anxious, panicking employee would do. I stopped dead in my tracks, my eyes widened, and I backed away slowly. I gave up. There was no way I was interrupting this meeting to ask all 3 of my bosses if I could leave work early. I've just never had to do that before. I'm always afraid of my bosses for some reason because I'm shy or something. I couldn't do it. So my eyes welling up with tears, I went back to my position and I told Sarah, guess I can't go. So she texted her friend that it was a no and she left. And I guess it should have been like, what's the big deal, right? You totally weren't planning to go to the show an hour ago, and now you're about to cry about it? Yes, I am a very sensitive individual. I get so excited over the littlest things. You say, hey Lily, want to go down the street and get crappy 99-cent slushies? Best night ever. So when I get an even bigger, more exciting opportunity, I get way hyped. And like, I had wanted to go to this tour. I just resigned myself to the fact that I couldn't do a lot of stuff like that this year. Then to have a free ticket fall into my lap and not being able to go, and most of all, the fact that if I had known even one day beforehand, I would have easily been able to find a sub for work. I was just crushed. Then an angel appeared unto me. Lily, I've seen how much you admire Alex Clark. I know how hard you worked to save money for graduation. I've seen all those lovely people liking your videos and subscribing to your channel. So I am now going to instantly transport you to Atlanta, and you are going to see Alex Clark. Then I was whisked away on a white cloud at mind-boggling speeds as birds serenaded me, until I arrived at the venue, and there— okay, this angel was actually wearing an assistant manager's uniform and corporate-approved safety shoes. She just stopped in to check some dates or whatever. So I walked up to her awkwardly, and I was like, I'm sure it's a no, but these people just asked me to go to this thing, but they're leaving in 10 minutes, and I don't want to be unprofessional. I'm sure I can't, but I just thought I'd ask. I'm really, really sorry. I'm sorry. She cut off my nervous blabbering and said, you know what? You're always on time for your shifts. You've never missed a day. I don't mind watching the register for the last hour of your shift. So I was like, I mean, are you sure? I don't want to be unprofessional. It's okay if you can't. I feel so bad. It's just that I just found out about it. And she said, yeah, I'm sure. Just sign your sheet and you're good to go. So I ran to the office, signed my name, punched out, forgot to grab my backpack, and ran to my dorm. I had literally less than 10 minutes from the time I left work to the time my new best friends pulled up in their car to pick me up. So I had to get ready really fast. My phone was at like 40%. I threw on an outfit, ran a brush through my hair, and ran outside. And I had never met these people before. Like I said, they were friends of a friend. So that was interesting. Really intimidating at first, getting into a car with 3 total strangers for a 3-hour road trip. But honestly, everyone was really friendly and we had some good, fun conversations. It was about 7:15 when one of the girls in the car checked online to see what time the show started. She said, oh, it's at 8 o'clock. And the guy driving was like, oh my word, that's such a relief. I had no idea. I thought it started at like 7:30 and we were going to be 20 minutes late. I already knew that the show was at 8, so it came as a bit of a shock to hear all this celebration. And I didn't say anything because it was fine. But in my mind, I was like, you guys were going to drive almost 3 hours to a show and you were planning to miss almost half of it? I mean, to each his own. I was just along for the ride, and luckily it totally worked out time-wise. But if I'd been the one spending money on tickets to a show, I would have skipped class or done whatever I had to do to get to that show on time. But maybe that's just me. So we get to the venue, all goes well with the free tickets, and we get into the show. Okay, the show was amazing, guys. Seriously, if you have the opportunity, please go see Alex Clark on tour, the Lotta tour. I highly recommend you go see it. He's got a bunch of tour stops left, I think through the end of March, so please go check his website. I'll try to have it linked below. Go check out any tour dates near you. But yeah, Alex is such an incredible entertainer. He knows how to work a crowd, even when that crowd won't shut their children up when they scream the same thing 600,000 times. I'm not giving away any specific details of the show. We weren't allowed to take pictures or video because he wanted everyone to go in with no idea of what was going to happen so everybody can be surprised when they see the show, which I think is really awesome. Alex Clark in his live show is exactly the same Alex Clark you see in his videos. He is authentic and lovely, and that being said, his show isn't just a bunch of references to his videos. He's definitely the same person, but he is able to branch off and do something different because live performing is actually what he wanted to do in the first place, and then YouTube happened. So that was actually really cool because one girl in our group had never seen any of his videos, so she was able to enjoy the show just as much as we were because it wasn't just a bunch of references to his videos. It's a show that anybody could enjoy, whether you already know who Alex Clark is or if you don't. And bottom line, Alex Clark is hilarious. It was such a wonderful time. It felt so good just to laugh and take my mind off of life for a while. Seriously, I haven't laughed that hard in a really long time. It felt so good. He's so funny. I had so much fun. Alex, you'll probably never see this, but I love you. The show was amazing. Thank you so much for what you do and for the inspiration you are to me. And thanks for the fist bump. After the show, he had VIP people to see, so he couldn't say hi to everybody, but he stood at one of the exits, and as everybody walked out, you could give him a fist bump, which is so nice. I was like, hey, and he was like, thanks for coming. And I was like, I'll never wash this fist again. For real though, it's the craziest thing to see a YouTuber live. Like hearing his voice in the room with you and not through your computer or your phone is just wild. And going up to him for the fist bump, like you've seen him a million times from that angle in his vlog tunes and stuff, but this time there's no screen between you. So the rest of him was there. It's just so unreal meeting a YouTuber. It's insane. But I've always had a lot of respect for Alex Clark. I think he's pretty much the best out there. After the show, I had commented on his post about the show. He liked my comment, which I was like, oh my goodness, And then he liked a picture that I posted like a month earlier that I drew of him and the Odd Ones Out and Jaded Animations. He liked my picture, so that was like insane. And that was on my personal account. And I thought that was awesome. But then the other day, he followed me on my YouTube Instagram account. And I was like, how did he find me? Why did he follow me? I'm very confused. I freaked out, of course, because I'm a huge fan. And yeah, he DM'd me and said, thanks for coming to the show. I'm so glad you like it. And we chatted a bit, and that was just nuts. I don't understand how this happened. I don't know why it happened, but thank you so much, Alex. That was really dope. I freaked out about it for days. So you guys go check out Alex Clark, watch his videos, subscribe to his channel, check out the tour. You will laugh your butt off and just have an incredible time. Alex, thank you for an incredible evening. I had the absolute best time. It was so great to meet you for a second. Keep doing what you're doing because it's amazing. And shout out to Andrew, Karen, and Lydia for letting me tag along. That's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and all that. Check out the social media. You know the drill. And I'll catch you guys on the B-side. Frantically changing into my... This clock does that like every minute. I can't handle it.